Shalom, family.
Shalom.
Yes, welcome to the channel, guys. We are journeying with us, a family of seven, and we are digital nomads here in East Africa. And we left America in 2020, and we've
Hmm.
been loving it so far. We've been loving it this far.
Yeah.
So, guys, I hope you enjoy this content. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you share this video if you think the content is valuable.
Hmm.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about what is the best countries to survive off $1,500.
So look, you might want to take out your notes. You might want to get a pencil, paper, your iPad, your Apple Pen, whatever it is. You're going to want to take notes and save this video because we're going to tell you how to get rid of your dreadful bills in the States because we already know y'all probably paying like $200 for your gas bill. We're going into winter soon. I know y'all don't miss that. 150 for your water bill. Rent is outrageous. The average price of rent in America right now is like $3,000, 2,500, depending on what city you're in, and that's for something small like a 1 to 3 bedroom. And so, y'all, then of course, you have the insurance, the car insurance, the healthcare bills.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, it's just too much. And so, today you are going to find out how to live on $1,500 in the continent of Africa because that's the number one continent where you can live off of $1,500 per month if you play your cards right. Now, the first thing you want to do before we tell you some of these countries, first you want to have the mindset of going to an African country that's visa free for Americans for 3 to 6 months. Now, why would they want to do that?
I would say because it's free. One, I'm not, I know we're not used to free, but it's sometimes you can go to a country, an African country, and it's visa free.
Mm-hmm.
So free is always good.
Yeah.
So if you find an African country such as just say such as South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
that's visa free. It's very similar to America
Yeah.
also. So when we say look at African countries that's similar to America in a way, that would make you more comfortable too, especially if
Yeah.
this is your first
Yeah.
time traveling to a whole new continent to this beautiful continent, Africa.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's true because sometimes we do hear horror stories of people that maybe they go to some country like Burundi the first
Hmm.
time and the culture shock is just too much. It's too overbearing, or maybe even Egypt, somewhere like that, where the culture shock is too much. They have children, they don't know how to integrate the children into the society. And so it is better if you go to a country with those systems, such as South Africa, because in South
Yeah.
Africa, and we had looked very, very intently into South Africa and still do to this day because you can survive off of $1,500 in South Africa. You can get like a 2, 3 bedroom apartment there, $700 fully furnished. You living in Johannesburg, you living in Durban, you living in Mpumalanga. We actually have family that have spent a good amount of time in South Africa. And so we get some of those
Hmm.
insights like, oh, okay, it's actually quite affordable. I think we as Americans looking at South Africa, we think because it looks very similar to the US that it's
Probably
probably super
expensive. Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
But oh man, it is not. So
Yeah.
that'd be a good one to live on for 1,500. I think the next one would definitely be Ghana.
Hmm.
The next one would be Ghana. Now, this one isn't necessarily visa free for Americans, but they have a 5 year visa that you can go on. And so, if it's not visa free for Americans, you want something super, super outstretched and long, talking multi years, 5 to 10 years, right? At least 3 years, at least if you're going to be spending your money. And so, Ghana is a hot spot for that. And one US dollar in Ghana is 18 CDs, and it keeps, the US dollar is getting a little stronger against the Ghanaian CD because when we first looked into Ghana in
Hmm.
2018, 2019, one US dollar was 5 CDs. Ooh, 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So the U.S.
Ooh,
dollar is still strong, and we really got to take advantage of
yeah.
that. So if you're making 1.5, 2.5, whatever that you need to survive off of, use the U.S. dollar while it's still strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really our advice because
Yeah.
we've been here for 4 years, and we're thinking that the U.S. dollar is getting weaker, but over time it's just been solid and just getting stronger.
In certain
And yeah,
countries.
in certain countries,
And
in certain areas and stuff. So you really got to think. I know the whole world is inflated, but here in Africa, when we think about inflation in the states, it's not the same here in Africa.
Oh no.
So
Oh no. Yeah, and it's also because Africa doesn't operate off of these, like, I don't even know what you would call it, but car insurance in the States is like drastically insanely high, and you pay insurance in Africa and it's like very small amounts. And so Africa and Eastern societies are societies where they're not capitalist, and so they're not trying to up everything every 5 seconds. And so that gives you some breathing room and some leeway, such as living in South Africa and Ghana, where you're gonna have those dollar amounts. And actually $1 in even South Africa is also about 16 South African rand right now. And
mm,
so it's about that same cost of living, that same rate, where you take that US dollar, where while it's still available and still strong to an extent in certain countries, and you leverage that and invest and you diversify and you start living your best life. Now, the next country would have to be Botswana. Botswana is visa free for African Americans, for Americans.
mm. Yeah, and it's similar. I say the price is pretty much similar. I guess it depends which area, and you have to think about this, especially if you're not used to coming to Africa. If this is your first time, traveling to the continent, uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's everything's always going to be more expensive when it's towards the city or close to the city.
Yeah,
So when you come here to Africa, you try to stay like shy away from the city, and
yeah,
everything will be um,
that's true.
more affordable, more realistic um, to that 1.5 surviving. Because in the city, they have high prices.
Yeah,
That's just what it is everywhere.
yeah,
So if you're a city person, you still can survive, but you really
yeah,
just have to really live like a local person. And that's great advice too, I would say. Because
yeah,
recently
yeah.
we had a situation where it's like, dang, I can understand how people can survive off this little money, or we say little money, but it's it's enough money for them to survive.
Yeah,
Um, because they really eat the local food here.
yeah,
So that's my advice for you guys, especially if you want to survive off 1.5 um, US dollars. You really
thousand.
have to, yeah, 1.5 1.5 thousand US dollars. You have to really live like a local, and
Mm-hmm.
that will really benefit you in the future because you can really save a lot of money with that. And you can save a lot of
Yeah.
time. You can save a lot of stress also because you're building relationships when you connect with the locals. So that's just a blessing in disguise right there.
Yeah, that's true for sure. So far we have South Africa, Ghana, Botswana. What's another one that they could survive off of $1.5 thousand? Tanzania.
Yeah, I would say Tanzania. If you guys are familiar with this channel, we've been in Tanzania for the past three and a half years,
Mm-hmm.
4 years, I'll say. But just our experience in Tanzania, we had this was in 2020,
Right.
but
That's the disclaimer. This was
yeah,
back
this was
in
4 years
2020.
ago. So we did find
Yeah.
some nice houses
Yeah.
for like 1 million, which is like $430,
Yeah.
5 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms outside.
Yeah.
But now I'm not sure um, how the prices is because I know that was in the city, Dar es Salaam. So I know prices is inflated.
Yeah, they're
So you have
super
to,
inflated
yeah,
now.
you have to be careful with just moving towards the city or living in the city, like I just explained.
Yeah.
But when we moved away from the city,
Oh
um,
yeah. Yeah.
in a small town, we did find a place for 300. I'll say $350, which was five bedrooms also. So three inside and then two outside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that worked out pretty good. It was fully furnished,
Yeah.
um, and it had everything that we needed. It was really in like a village. It was near local shops,
Yeah.
so you just really have to do your
Mountain
research.
view, somewhat if you walked up the road.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
you really just have to do your research and understand the areas. You have to connect with people before you come here, so you can get an idea of the areas that's more local or more city like.
Yeah. for sure. And then I think number five should definitely be Senegal. Why? Because it's visa free for for Americans. I keep saying African Americans, like we have two separate passports. All Americans, of course, have the
Yeah, it doesn't say
American
yeah.
passport, so it's not an African
Yeah.
American passport. But yeah, Senegal would definitely be the next one. Again, going on that trend of visa free, because us as a family, we are a family of seven. And so when we're looking at countries that we want to live in, because we
Mhm.
are, and I don't know if this is like a term, but we're kind of like slow mads, right? Like a lot of digital nomads, they'll hop from place to place every 30,
Mhm.
60 days, but we're like slow mads. We spend years in a country. We really get roots in the ground. We really establish connections before moving on to the next country and diversifying our lifestyle. And Senegal has popped up on the list, y'all. Senegal has popped up on the list. Senegal is affordable, comparable to America. They have a wonderful entrepreneur tech landscape tech hub. They have a diaspora community there, so you know people are going there. And it's visa free. Like you can't beat free. Visa
Yeah.
free for Americans for the first 3 months to 6 months. You can't beat that. And then the cost of living, similar to Ghana or somewhere you would be like Tanzania, where you get the local food. If you
Mhm.
start to live like a local, now you want to live, of course, outside the main city of Dakar, Senegal. I would probably look, if I were y'all, I would look on the outskirts. Just pull up the map on your Apple iPhone, on your Android, whatever phone and app you use, pull up the map and look for those neighborhoods that are just on the outskirts of the city.
Mhm.
Okay? So you're going to write those neighborhoods down. You're going to have your map and you're just going to start researching about those demographics, y'all. So those are the 5 countries that we would move to, and one of them we've lived in, okay? If we wanted to live off of $1,500, if you want to live off of $1,500, those will be your best bets in Africa.
Yes.
Relatively corruption free, super peaceful. All the ones we mentioned are like top notch peace in Africa. And so you can live your dream life. You can live your best life. You can save your money. You can de stress. You can get rid of the 40-hour work week. And y'all, like, it's a beautiful life. I mean, I was just sitting outside by the poolside soaking in the sun because we don't got to work 40 hours a week. We could just relax and chill and just make
Yeah.
smart, wise investment decisions, be creative entrepreneurs, raise our family. And
Exactly.
it's just an easy life.
Yeah, guys, because especially in these days, we have to really seek peace and understand. We have to be more um, understanding of the times that we're in and how cost of living is a big thing. So if you are
Mm-hmm.
serious about surviving this thing that's coming, I should say,
Yeah.
um, cost of living is a big thing.
Yeah.
So if you can find a place where it's peaceful and the cost of living is way cheaper than America, way cheaper than the States,
Yeah.
way cheaper than Europe, the UK and stuff, you might want to think about Africa, because here in Africa, the past 4 years we seen it rise. We seen it rise. So I hope you guys see it too.
Yeah, this y'all, let me tell you something real quick. This video, I gotta intercede for our sponsor. Our sponsor is State of the Diaspora, the workshop that we created based off of our best-selling e-course, Dream Life Africa. Now that actually started from consultations we did back in 2020, 2021, facilitated the travel and growth of people who wanted to travel to Tanzania and then become nomads in other areas. I mean, we've had clients that have traveled Egypt, have traveled Turkey, have traveled Rwanda, Ethiopia, South Africa, Botswana, Ghana, okay? Mostly a lot of different places in Africa.
Mhm.
Almost, wait, that's Northwest. Yeah, so all of the regions of Africa, our
Mhm.
clients have traveled and lived their best lives in. And so if you want logistical assistance to facilitate your move to Africa before January 2025, then you're going to want to hit the link in the description to learn more about State of the Diaspora workshop, because you get access to Dream Life Africa for free. It's typically $167 to buy the course outright. But even more than that, we actually walk through 7 days with you so that you can hatch your exit plan.
Mhm.
Because for us, we realize serving clients, Dream Life Africa, it's a one time thing if they just take that e course. But
Yeah.
with Save the Diaspora, you get to have that customization of us helping you each step of the way
Yeah. And
on 2 Zoom sessions.
it's holding people accountable. Like, you gotta do this. Or you
It
gotta say,
holds them
hey,
accountable.
have you did the course? Have you did the
Yeah,
course?
it
So
holds them accountable.
yeah.
Did you open this bank account? Did you get your power of attorney situated? What did you
Exactly.
decide to do with your house? Did you get the business things tied up? Did you look into which visa you want to do? Oh, you might not want to do that visa because you may run into this issue. And so, if you want to continue the conversation like that, we have 4 spots available for August, but you do want to act quickly because people are already, one person already bought their ticket to stay at the diaspora. That happens at the end of August. Serious entrepreneurs only. We're only working with serious entrepreneurs, teachers, IT professionals, real estate professionals, lawyers, nurses, HR professionals, people that are
Mhm.
professional and are ready to take action, executive decision makers only.
Exactly. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this information that we shared with you guys. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and share this with somebody that you believe that might help. So we appreciate all the support, and we'll talk to you later.
Diversify your life.
Diversify your life. Shalom.
Shalom.